Now is the best time to start a craft business. Did you know that the global arts and crafts market is estimated to grow by $35.4 billion between 2024 and 2028? It's billion with a B. That's a pretty significant growth in my opinion. Now, I don't know why you want to start your business. Maybe you're excited to be your own boss. You're tired of people telling you what to do and having to work on somebody else's schedule. You want that freedom of schedule. You want to be at your kids' ball games and spend time with your family, or just have time to go do stuff with your friends, take trips, do work around the schedule that you want to work. You want to work at 5 in the morning, or do you want to work at 10 at night? You know, what's your schedule? That's the freedom that comes with running your own business. Maybe it's financial freedom. Maybe you're looking for a little extra part-time on the side to supplement your income. Or maybe you want to create your own full-time thing and do away with that 9-to-5 W-2 job. Personally, I like the idea of not being capped by somebody else, right? I don't want to show up to work and have my maximum of whatever I can make in that hour be dictated by somebody else. I like the fact that there's no ceiling in running your own business. It can grow to whatever extent you want to grow it to. And that's the part that excites me, and that's what I love. I started my Leathercraft business officially in 2013. So we've been in it over coming on 12 years now. And the statistics that show businesses that start and fail are overwhelming. I think how many businesses get in and they fail. Let's see, small businesses in the first 2 years, 25% are bound to fail. 50% of businesses don't make it 5 years. 75% of businesses don't make it past 10 years. And I didn't want to be one of those statistics. I wanted to be on the other side. And I feel confident now we're past that mark and pushing forward, and we're looking to hit our next benchmarks. But we're going to talk about 3 different principles that we really want to look at when we're starting a business. And no matter what your driving force is, there is opportunity in the craft business for you. There's such a swing right now towards the values that people have. A lot of values are going back to that handmade, buying local, locally made, made in the USA, all these different things. Look at the rise in homesteading. Now there's a lot of the political realm that has really helped us crafters. They're really pushing and making things great for us, which is awesome. But it's time to take advantage of that. There's something that you have to offer that the market wants. And there's so many niche markets out there that there's not one right way to do business. It's truly building a business that works for you, works for your family, works for your situation, and make it something that you enjoy. Now, are there hard days in business? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not here to tell you it's going to be easy the whole way, but I am here to tell you that it's worth it. I absolutely love running my own small business. I love the craft industry. I love getting here in the workshop, working with my hands, and that sense of pride that you get when you get to create something and you see your work from start to finish. You work all day and then you see something made and see the enjoyment that causes somebody else when they get to have that. And whether it's something they're purchasing for themselves or for somebody else, just the pride that they get in knowing that they know the story. They've seen where this product came from. They heard about what it was made out of, heard about the process, met the maker, and then get to have that product. And that's why the craft industry is growing so large. And when we look at how do we start a business, right? That's the big question. Well, great, I love it, I like the idea, but gosh, how do I start? When do I take my hobby to a business? And is that part-time? Is that full-time? Here's my suggestion for you. And I really look at it 2 different ways. When it's not the same for everybody, right? You can start part-time and just do it on the side, build it up until, boy, I need more time. My business is growing here. I'm going to have to scale back on this 9-to-5 job and then fill in as we go before we make that shift. The other option is burn the boats, right? Cut off ties, dive all the way in, make it to where this is going to make or break. Like, I have no option but to make this work. Now, that option, I love the bold go for it option, but you have to be realistic about your situation, right? Married, kids, family responsibilities. We want to maybe take that part-time, work in your spare hours and get that built up. Have that nest egg ready to go maybe before you make that dive. I understand that. If you're young, single, no responsibilities, you ain't got anything to lose. Go for it, right? There's not one answer that fits everybody's situation. We got to look at that individually for you and what is best for your situation. But once you make the plunge, you're ready to go, whether that's part-time, full-time, whatever, you're deciding to look at this as an actual business. Let's look at 3 major steps that we need to look at. Kind of the 3 P's of small business, in my opinion. Number 1 being your product. What's your product? Not only what is it, but let's hone that in. You got to have a quality product that you're going to bring to market, right? Now, some of you, maybe you've been doing something for a long time and you already have your craft honed in. Awesome, you got that dialed. If not, figure out what that product is you want to put together and let's get good at it. You have to work on the craft itself, right? You need to hone that craft and have a quality product that you're going to be selling people. Just some Christmas ornament that looks like the 4-year-old made it, great, handmade, and mama's gonna love it. Nobody else really cares, right? You gotta have a quality product that we're gonna be delivering to people. So product comes first. You need to have that good product out there, honing your skills. Now, the nice thing about the craft industry is, unlike some other industries where you pay to go to school and put all this money up front in learning, and then later you get paid for those skills that you have and pay back what you have paid to learn. In the craft industry, you might start by just getting money back for your materials, and maybe you're donating your time into this piece, but you're just getting some material money back and a little bit stowed away to add an extra tool here or there, but you're getting paid to learn essentially. So you might not be making big bucks right off the get-go if you don't have your product dialed in and your skill level dialed in yet, but you can build that as you go. And it all works together with our pricing and things according to the product that you have and your skill level, right? So after our product, then comes that next P. We talked about it, pricing. Pricing is huge. How do you price your goods? There's different factors in there that are much more lengthy than this video here, right? To dive into particulars on there. But another interesting statistic, 82% of small businesses fail because of cash flow. Cash flow is directly related to your pricing. So we can get in later about different pricing techniques and methods. However, just taking the base principle of pricing, you have to have margins built into your pricing to keep cash flow running in your business. Right? Now, again, in the craft business, there's different things we're looking at as far as your skill level and learning as we go, and those margins might not be high to start with. It might be a little bit before your business is really profitable. We can look at the ins and outs of that for somebody in particularly, but pricing is huge. You've got to be continually looking and reevaluating your pricing. And oh gosh, we can get into lots of things as far as not pricing it as a commodity where you're competing on price and try to go lower and lower and lower because you're going to drive yourself out of business that way. So pricing is huge. Product first, then pricing. Now finally, promotions. You have your product dialed in, you got your price figured out. How the heck is anybody going to know about it? Promotions is the third P in your small business that you need to figure that out. What does that marketing look like? And again, this isn't a one size fits all. It has to be something that fits you and your business and your situation. Are you comfortable getting on camera and being in front of somebody? Great, you can utilize a lot of things there. Maybe you're better off writing things out. You might be super talented in descriptions and writing really vivid descriptions. We want to utilize social media or websites or other platforms that are preset to sell, things like Etsy and that sort of thing. There's so many options out there, but we just got to look at pros and cons and figure out what type of promotions fit you and your business, and what doesn't seem like a strain. We want to reduce friction. If there's friction in something and you just feel uncomfortable and I don't like this and I don't like that part, then it's not going to get done, and that's going to be lacking in your business. And when you look at your business and all the different skills and things that it takes to run that, it's like spokes on a wheel, right? And if they're all intact, that wheel's going to flow really good and you can gain speed and momentum. But if you got a flat side of your wheel, if you're trying to do marketing that you just don't jive with, it just doesn't fit you and your style, or you don't feel comfortable with, then your marketing is going to lack, and that makes a flat spot in that wheel, and it's not going to go. Every time you feel like you get momentum, you'll hit back down again, right? So we need to round that out and get all of those skills. But product, pricing, promotions, those are your three P's that you really need to look at when starting your business. And the next thing I would encourage you on is don't do it alone. Get some feedback in there. Find somebody you trust and not just your best friend that's going to hoorah you and say good job. Somebody that can give you honest feedback, somebody that's been there, somebody that's grown a business, done things like that. If you want to work with me particularly, I'll drop a link in the description here and check out. I'd encourage you to check out. It's the Leather Life Inner Circle. It's a limited group. We don't let a ton of people in there. I like it being small. We meet once a week online, talk through lots of different things. We have open Q&A calls. We have mastermind calls. We'll get into pricing, get into marketing. This week we got a call. We're going to be talking about using social media to drive website traffic and how we can make those into conversions, increasing sales in the business. So if you're interested in that, drop a link, check it out. Love to work with you. But whether it's me or somebody else, get some outside feedback in there, somebody that understands the industry and can help you move along. If you can take somebody else's ceiling and make that your floor, that's going to save you so much time. Take all the lessons somebody's learned in a decade plus of making a business and making that work and building it and growing it, and learn those lessons the easy way and be able to shortcut some of that instead of having to take that long time of learning through those mistakes. But number one, take action, get started. Now is the greatest time to get into the craft industry and start your own craft business. And I can't wait to see the freedoms that you enjoy after you get it rolling. So thank you for allowing me to be on your journey. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. We'll see you in the next video.